for the entirety of the team fight. The effectiveness of that Mercy pick really goes down. Makes it a lot harder for him to actually use the hero properly, and we saw that this time they properly focused the Mercy. And as soon as you do that, it becomes much easier to just combine your ultimates and blow the enemy team up.
I'd say that given the rank disparity between all of them, if I did see all of the names correctly, if we did all of our homework correctly at the pregame lobby, then we saw that no one on Paradigm6 was at GM. So given that they were, so I mean, like, given that they've actually made it to this stage with what they have, it's really, really not that bad performance. That it's how do I say this? I wouldn't say as solid as it can get, but they made a brave stand. Wouldn't say quite like the Alamo, as they didn't hold it 11 times before they went down, but still, nonetheless, hats off to them for I'd say a respectable job with the uphill battle they had to play.
It was a pretty good hold by them. Yeah, I think that some of the effectiveness of some of the picks can be debated. There's a reason we don't see Mercy that much anymore at the highest level of play. But all things considered, I think it worked out pretty well for them. Not able to actually complete the hold, but they still, like you said, for a good 4 minutes, which against a team as good as Event Horizon certainly isn't something to be ashamed of. Looking at team comps on the defense for Event Horizon, we have the Mei, we have the Reaper, like a pretty standard composition all in all. I mean, we've seen Zarya and Ana and Lucio and Reinhardt in pretty much every comp lately, so what do you think that Sombra is going to do to change that up a bit? Do you think she's good enough?
I mean, that's just it. I haven't actually... Is she on the PTR yet? I haven't even downloaded the PTR.
She got released. Yeah, that's unfortunate. She's great, man.
Right.
Not a lot of DPS, but great utility. Looks like they're just going for the straight up approach. Look at that ice wall.
Oh my, yeah. And now here we are, Lucio just getting ready to push that Reinhardt off the spot. Unfortunately, he'll be the first casualty for Paradigm6, and that's just gonna shut down the push, more or less, since they don't have a global healer. It's gonna be just, depending on Ana from Zronga there to get the heals in, and it's not quite getting the job done, but they do manage to trade out the DPS or Spy on defensive DPS, or that is, on Mei. So, that being said, they don't get too far forward in the way of progress. Hitman pulling back now.
Really, like, fun push. We've seen Maze use IS-1 that way, but it's the first time I've seen it in this specific cop, so unfortunately not working out as well as they would have liked. I think I would have liked to see a Reaper, like if that's your strategy, right? Like get up and close, that Reaper would have been really nice. Kind of getting to a corner here comes the Nana boost.
Indeed. Now that is one very much so unstoppable Reinhardt, especially even more with the Lucio ulti going down on him, sound barrier coming through, but it's only looking like there's two players on the point that are immediately going to start backpedaling. Jeff in a position where he can't offer too terribly much in the way of healing to his teammates, but now he's basically gotten at that AC 130 angle. So once they get into the point, he can offer healing from a position that's perhaps least expected. The closer he is to danger, the farther he is from harm.
Yeah, exactly. Looking at ultimates, look like Paradigm. There we go. Nice Earth Shatter.
That's right. And now Graviton Surge coming in here from Soul Killer. He's going to go in there, get one for himself, and opens up the path for 5 of his teammates to get those kills through.
Yeah, again, runs are using the Death Blossom, not getting too much with it. I think there was a little bit of lack of communication on the side of Event Horizon, because we see the Earth Shatter follow up at the Gravity Surge, but runs are not in a position to actually use his Death Blossom in the middle of that. Doesn't really matter. They still get the kills, get the team wide, and they're stalling again.
Yeah, hammered down coming through. Reinhardt getting slammed against the wall, and now that is going to be the enemy Graviton Surge coming in offensive, trying to get their kills in. Zambu and Hitman make their lives count for something. Reinhardt goes down, however, in the form of SWAT. That's going to be 3-1, 4-1. Now, as we do see, ZZ is going to be shut down, and that should be the point guaranteed to them.
Yeah, nice hole, or nice cap rather, from Paradigm6. Able to actually push through at the end. Nice ultimate uses, and that should give them at least an opportunity to get back to point B and make their 5 minutes count. Actually, like, despite the fact that it felt like Event Horizon was holding for a longer time, 5 minutes, pretty good time.
Yeah. All right, now they've got a chance. Oh man. Gonna be having now Hitman just trying to get all that DPS in, but I mean with Luzio Sound Barrier on it, it's not likely to happen. We're just gonna wait and see where these chips land. Runes is gonna get the first defensive pick off of that, and it's gonna be the Reinhardt going through. That's a lot of steam shut down, but nice pulse bomb coming in as we see the trade completed here by Hitman. Next, it's gonna be Runza taking him down. Citan is gonna get Gunveld out of this game, and it looks like at this present point in time, our Luzio Jeff there, he's got a little bit to support here. Citan, is this gonna be a first push and cap on this? Maybe, maybe not. We've got 2 players who just respawned, and that's just tanks, no DPS. Oh, the sound barrier, Jeff. Are you going to throw it in or not? He will.
Oh, great.
Oh, man.
Zoning off the rest of the team. And are they actually going to be able to cap here? Really nice.
Maybe.
Getting that the Reaper in the middle of the Craft Blossom. And unbelievable, if they keep this up and the enemy teams keep trickling in, they're actually going to cap this point on the first offense. We can see the styling tactics coming out from Evander Rising though.
Here we go. The first 1/3 of it is coming through, but then we are going to have it go to halfway before it's shut down. Very nicely placed Graviton Surge to cut off anyone from that right approach. Left side still relatively open. It looks like we're going to have a Reinhardt approach, and they get, what on earth? A 27-second lead over that of
That's not
EvH.
what I expected.
I was not expecting that either. That was
Great
the romance. Yes, it was. That was the. Excuse me. That was the romance of the saviors.
Yeah, I mean, I was, you know, with that Earth or his Earth Shatter at the beginning of that push, and it was like, you know, just gonna clean up. But really nice May walls. Not enough, unfortunately. Same with the Blizzard, and we see that actually are able to cast the first push. So really surprising end to that first round, because this means that it's going to be up to Evander Rising to, you know, get on the offensive the first time. Hopefully they're able to cap the second, or the first point rather, as fast as they did in the first round. If not, might actually get really easy for Team Paradigm6 here. And if they take the first map, that's got to feel really good against a team as good as Event Horizon.
Indeed. Excuse me, as I am battling a little bit of illness. Maybe you guys have heard me coughing on stream. Let me take the moment to pull in an MLG style throat clear. Give me just a moment.
Very well. While that's happening, we don't see anything particularly interesting. We see the Junkrat, something that we don't see that often. We've seen Zambu use that before in this tournament though. And on the side of Evander Rising, like a very standard comp. Genji is a nice touch, it gives you a little bit of extra dive power, and Swire's played immediately. He does get picked up immediately, and this immediately ends the push from Evander Rising as well, as they back off with Zambu and Hitman getting those kills. Interestingly enough, we can see now that Hitman is the one who switched to Ana, even though he played Tracer and like DPS before, so a lot of flexibility coming out from the Paradigm6 roster here.
Indeed. Okay, so I mean, with that being said now, I do like
throat alive again.
Yeah, my throat's alive again. It's just, you know, when you're coming off of a bad cold, like, don't get into teaching English, guys. You'll get stuck with kids that make you sick. All right, so that's about 4 missed shots. But to be fair, Citan did just more or less pull a Super Mario style gen. But that's the super powered who going in now. Reinhardt. It's going to be but Zwei once again gets away with a kill onto the enemy team's Genji while on defense. And it looks like this is going to be a sustained push coming in from EvH. So they get the cap on this point in a little bit more than a minute, and they're not going to have any time boosts here.
Yeah, a whiff on the Lucia also. That sound barrier was not necessary at all, as there were no enemies. So they're not going to have that ultimate for the push, and it might prove to be a really costly mistake, because they don't have the Graviton Surge yet, they don't have the Dragon Blade yet, and pushing in with that Lucio ultimate, with the sound barrier, makes everything a lot easier.
Alright, well, Citan here is watching the left flank. He's at 0% on his ulti, more or less. He's, just barely, he's working back from the beginning. He's taking the long road into this, but there he is. He spots the entire enemy team. He's not in a comfortable position. He's not going to be able to contribute any DPS to this at this position, so this is all going to be the prerogative of the EvH side. He's getting in there, trying to take down that Luzio. He gets him down to about 10 HP, but gets knocked out of the right place to take him down. He will be taken down instead. Soul Killer, and that's it. 1 minute and 19 seconds. Looks like it, yes.
Just there.
That rise. I'm sorry, that res?
That was weird.
Oh my. Wait,
Jeff
what?
got off the point for a second there, I assume. Because
he just
actually, yeah?
He just got the Ana ulti. He got the Ana ulti too. Did you notice that?
Yeah. Wow, that's, you know, I mean, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You want that Mercy on the point. Like, even if he's playing Mercy, you still need someone on the point, and the damage reduction helps. But I thought Jeff was on the point there, but I guess got knocked off. Because that's a really convincing offense on the side of Event Horizon. Considering like the fact that it took them over 4 minutes the first time. And this actually puts a lot of pressure on Paradigm6 to be able to match that time. Or, you know, kept both points at all. Because the last time we saw them take quite a while on the first point. Second point was really convincing, but they won't have the leniency that they had in the first round on this time bank, with the time bank system rather. So see if they're able to make it. Same comp romp, again, both on side of offense and defense by Event Horizon. They're really sticking with that.
A little bit. I mean, these guys got 3 minutes and 26 seconds to work with, compared to the 1 minute and 46 seconds that they were able to shave off of Event Horizon. That is to say, Paradigm, they've got the time advantage right now, but the question is, how much can they get away with? They're only going to get a 30-second boost once they take point 8, assuming they get it. But if they just get absolutely shut down here, it's going to be, I would say, it's going to be essentially the end of map number 1.
Yeah. Able to get up the stairs, that's really nice. Why in the middle of them though?
Yeah, and such a little amount of damage. We're gonna see Hitman just try and continue to pursue that chase, however, and he's gonna be getting up here, looking for the angles, little damage that he can put in, see if he can get any kind of picks off of this. But there it is. He pulls in the rewind, and he's now getting behind that Reinhardt. But that's the hammer down, and a triple kill, quad kill with that from Gunbelt. Do you think that's play of the game?
Might very well be. First he like just grabs his hammer and smashes 2 people to death, and then it's a pretty good Earth Shatter. Yeah, pretty good Reinhardt, man. I mean, the golden hammer makes you do more damage, right? So it makes sense. Yeah. Everyone knows that golden cosmetics give more damage. It's like very important.
Yeah, but Blizzard logic says that, and Murphy's Law as well says that he's not getting away with highlight of the game. That's probably meant for Ana or Lucio.
Showdown on the bridge.
Indeed, and it's going to be Reinhardt just rocketing into Reinhardt, but that's going to be, I mean, essentially here, EvH holding their ground and holding it well. Are they going to get away with that team kill? It looks like there's not enough kills coming in quickly enough to get the wipe. But,
yeah, looks like they're staggering the kills, which, you know, good on that part. Ooh, 60 gets taken out of. That's a bit sloppy. But staggering those deaths, you know, it's really nice because it's, if they're respawning, you can't really push. So just keep wasting time. And the next push by Paradigm has to be it. They do have the Graviton Surge, or at least they will in a second. Do have the Earth Shatter, the Sound Barrier, and the Tracer ultimate. So a lot of material for them to work with. Are they able to make it happen in the last minute?
There it is. Ziggy's not in the right position, and he doesn't have his ulti. Is this going to result in them getting taken down? There's a hammer down. Zambu gets in there with a double kill. He's going in with a Death Blossom. He's going to be backed up by SWAT's 3rd kill being attributed to that. That full spawn doesn't do too terribly much, and it looks like Zitan's going to get his 4th. But that's, if they get this point, it's going to be 55 seconds. And if they had it right now, just add 30 seconds to that, it's going to be 1 minute and 20 seconds to work with. That's not a whole lot of time to work with. We're talking about the B-cap.
Yeah, they used all the opportunities in the first, but they can still make this a draw.
Yes.
They will have the Nana boost fairly soon. Graviton Surge on the side of Event Horizon, so let's see if they're able to make it happen. They have to go now. They don't have time to wait. They need to form this offense, and they go in on the right side. Maywell not stopping anyone.
That's right. Hitman going in with his testicles of titanium is going to be just zipping, zapping everywhere around. Pulls in the rewind to try and take out that Mei. Turns into an ice cube. That's a defensive. Now, gravity pulse coming in. Sorry, gravity surge. And now that's going to be a defensive Lucio barrier coming in. Sound barrier coming in from Paradigm. EvH, excuse me.
Yeah. Great hold
That's
by
shut down.
I think their Gravity Surge like really nailed it. Because that Shatter was kind of a threat, but or a Shatter the push was kind of a threat. But they have one more push left in them. Have the Shatter, have the Sound Barrier, and Hitman on Tracer is coming back up. So they can try one more time. One last push coming in for Paradigm6.
Oh, they gave it their best shot. 8 seconds to go. They have to get on the point. Like, I mean, they're just gonna have to go straight at it. 4 seconds. 3, 2, and the hammer down comes in. Is there anyone on the point? There we go. SWAT comes in, takes down the support. That's the healing gone. But guess what? There is a Blizzard ready here from Zwei. And now we're gonna have more zipping around from Ziggsy. Runza still alive in all of this, but that's gonna be the Mei shutdown. Overtime is just about lost, and it's all on Zronge. He knows the vanity of the situation, and that is going to conclude map number 1 on Anubis. Very nicely done by EvH. Did come down to the grind in some ways.
Yeah, well, it was a pretty close game, man. Great way to start off the series. Yeah, the Blizzard is such a strong defensive ultimate. Like, really, really nice. That might be play of the game, actually, if it's the Reinhardt. Yeah, there we go. It's Gunfeld. He's gonna bring the pain.
Yeah, there we go. Highlight of the game. Nicely done. Boom. Kills the enemy Reinhardt. That's damage. That's tons of damage done right there. Now he's looking for the opportunity. Where's the ulti? And then, there we go. Oh, we missed it. There was one more he got.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Right, so given the skill gap between these two teams, it was a relatively close game. And when we say skill gap, we are of course talking about their MMR, their rank, and such. So
yeah, I concur. I think we're getting into the next game rather soon.